Hey guys, welcome back. Bullspider here, and today we're going to be looking at some of the top decks from the past weekend with the regionals and events from nationals too. But first off, I'm going to look at one deck that isn't a rogue choice that people could be playing. Now, this is Alex Sala's top 16 branded Despia list, and this was from the Ecuador Nationals down in Latin America. And this list is a list that's piloting Yatagarasu in the main deck. Now, I've seen a couple Yatagarasus pop up here, which is Flundries, and this is the first time that I saw this pop up as well. Overall, this is the super standard version of branded Despia. Some people do run Kit, other people do run one Albion or two, and some people side comedy or not play it at all, because this deck is all personal preference on what the ratios that you want. But outside of this funny little thing that I saw, let's get into the actual lists. First off, we have Lewis Quest's top 16, or top 8. Yes, top 8. Dogmatica invokes Shadal, DPE. Now, this is a list that's running all of the engines, being the Invoked, Dogmatica, and Shadal engine, along with the Fusion Destiny. Now, some of the tech choices I see is one Raigeki in the side deck, one main deck Change of Heart, and the hand trap lineup is 3 Ash, 2 Bell, 2 Ogre, and 2 Imperm. Now, overall, the rest of the deck is super standard that we've seen in the past, and honestly, it's actually a very nice deck. I do like it a lot. It makes this type of deck building is where people have to think and choose of what they want to play, depending on what the meta is, which I really do like. But other than that, very standard list. Next up, we have Megalith Drytron. This was piloted by Jordy Wang, and this was from the lovely Spain Nationals. We really don't have much from Spain, but he took top 4, which is a big congrats with him with the Megalith Drytron deck. Now, as we can see, he is playing Artifact Scythe along with a lot of interesting techs. 1 Anti-Spell, 1 Royal Decree, and 1 There Could Be Only One. Now, the reason why he's running one of each of these is because he's playing Nightmare Griffin in the extra deck. This is the card that you can choose to play with Beatrice. They can set floodgates from the graveyard, which is very interesting in my opinion. Now, he's also running the Artifact Scythe engine, which I still hope Konami thinks to ban something part of that engine, because I've seen that people are willing to play Artifact Sanctums in the side deck or main deck. But other things about this list, we have Chaos Valkyrie. This is, if it's banished, you get to send 1 light or dark monster from the graveyard or deck to graveyard, but you cannot activate cards or effects with that name for the rest of the turn. So this is most likely sending something like a Natasha for turn 3 or something else. Now, as we can see, I've seen a lot of players on the Necroworld Banshee, Zombie World in the side deck, and he's also playing Lava Golem, which is pretty nice. But outside of that, this deck is very good, and I cannot wait to see more Drytron in this format, because I feel like I've been missing going against Drytron a lot. Next up, we have Pure Destiny Hero being played by Michael Bowden. Michael Bowden actually got this top, and everyone was shocked to see this was from the Las Vegas, Nevada regional, and he took top 8 with it. And let's talk about some of the cards that's in his deck. He's playing triple Destiny Hero Dark Angel. Now, if you guys don't know what Dark Angel is, if you have 3 or more Destiny Hero monsters in your graveyard, discard 1 card, then target a Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard, special summon it to your opponent's field in defense position. When a spell or effect is activated, or when a spell or effect you activated resolves, negate that effect. And if you do, or if it did not have an effect, destroy that card. During your standby phase, you could banish this card and 1 Destiny Hero monster from your graveyard. Each player chooses 1 normal spell in their deck and places on top of the deck. So this card, you summon it, and when a spell or a spell effect activates or resolves, it is negated and destroys it. So this counters a lot of the decks. So I feel like that Michael is summoning this out, and saying, have fun. Do you have the card that outs this card? Because it summons to your opponent's field. I remember back in the day, there was a Kaiser Coliseum lock with this card and this card alone, causing your opponent to have this card. Along with Kaiser Coliseum, you have one monster as well, which is most likely something that negates trap cards. And so you couldn't summon monsters, you couldn't activate certain cards, your spell cards always got negated, so you legit could not play the game. And seeing this card again brings me a little fear because people might play this more. Now, after that, we see 1 copy Diamond Dude to pair with Dark Angel because she stacks the deck for him, which is very nice. We also have a little Vision Hero engine along with the little Hero engine as well. Now, in the side deck, we see 3 Raigeki along with Token Collector, Drolls, and Lancias. Very staple hand traps in the side deck. And in the extra deck, there's really not much to comment about. But overall, this deck is a little scary, and I cannot wait to see what players do with this new tech that was found out. Next up, we have Yijin with the Therion Sun Avalon deck, or Therion Avalon. And this is also running Adventurers. Now, this was fun. Ran at the Pasadena, California regional. This deck is something to not sleep on because it is a deck that summons out 2 Omni Negates pretty much for free, along with going into something like a Bengal Lancer, the Teardrop, the Rika Queen, and multiple different cards as well, setting up your board just to win the game. But I don't really know much about this deck. I know the deck centers around Sunseed Loki and many of its other cards as well, because this deck is just full of combo all around. Next up, and finally, we have Alex Sala's, Carter's Dragon Link list. Now, Carter here is Carter Bird. He ran Adventure Dragon Link, and he got first place from the New Brunswick Regional. This is a deck and a half running multiple different engines, and I do have to say, it is very cool that this deck is still around, even with Red Rose Dragon at 1. Now, overall, Dragon Link is still playable. They have a new toy, which is Borland Dragon, and it still works just as the same. But with Dragon Link, you really need to hit a lot of cards just for it to actually just fade away. But at this point, I don't think it's going to be fading away for much more, because it only has a few tops, and I do have to say, it is really, really nice seeing variety again. In the pie chart that I have, which is right here, that I haven't updated a little, this is the breakdown of from yesterday with 101 decks. And as we can see, Branded Despia is at the forefront with 24 tops, Chinny Swordsoul with 19, and Flunderies with 9. Eldritch is at 7, Tri-Brigades at 6, Dragon Link and Therion are at 4, and then everything else in the mix. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys want to know more of a breakdown, I will definitely do more of a breakdown later. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. See you guys in the next video, and goodbye.